Hello and welcome. I'm your host Arya Sonnet, and you're watching The Doll Report on That Doll Rescue Show. That channel that gives you more than just the dolls. We have not released a video for a while, and that is because it takes time to make these videos, and having a talking doll as your host is expensive. So if you want to see more of these videos, then please subscribe and click the notification bell so you get notified when we release new videos. And if you enjoy this, please smash the like button. Controversy continues over the newly branded Rainbow World doll release, which has many online influencers upset over the style and content of the new Rainbow World products. This new doll line is targeted at the younger 4 years and up demographic, with less small accessories to avoid choking hazards. But that comes at a cost not only to the doll collecting community, but also to MGA as a doll manufacturer. So grab a hot cup of tea and settle into your chair because this is going to be a rough ride. We have Skyler Bradshaw here. I paid double the list price on this doll so that I could get one here in the UK early for this review. She comes in a new packaging with the new branding Rainbow World. The box is very pretty with this holographic rainbow effect all over it. Here is the barcode if you are planning on buying it. On one side it says Skyler Bradshaw in big silver letters, and on the top of the front of the box it says Shine Brighter Together. On the back of the box, we have 6 of the core characters: Ruby, Sunny, Skyler, Amaya, Jade, and Violet. Poppy is not here, as you have all noticed. She is not part of the first wave release. But hang in there, I have news about Poppy later in the video, so stay tuned to the end. First, we have to go back in time with a little history lesson to gain a context on this new doll line. MGA's first doll release was in August 2019, titled Poopsie Rainbow Surprise. This is the original Rainbow Dream doll, and she came with a pack of slime, a handbag you could put the slime in, a top, shoes, and a skirt that you could fill with the slime along with her drinking cup, hairbrush, and spoon for mixing slime. You can see that the doll does in fact look like the Amaya Rain we all know and love. We also have the Blue Sky doll, aka Skyler, the pink-haired Pixie Rose doll, and there was also a 4th doll named Amethyst Ray, who later was renamed Violet Willow for the Rainbow High line. So you see that the new Rainbow World dolls are basically these Rainbow Surprise dolls rebooted. These were large dolls at around 16 inches tall with shoes on and would have been expensive to produce. To get larger sales and taking lessons from their Bratz doll line, MGA knew they needed to reduce the size of the doll. Another lesson learned from Bratz was that they needed to produce more characters to make more sales. Then came the launch of the Rainbow High doll line and the accompanying web-based show. A huge success. Money flowed in, more characters were added, resulting in even more sales. Now, let me ask you an important question. Who buys dolls? Put your answer in the chat and we will return to it in a minute. So who buys dolls? If you said kids, then sorry, you are wrong. Kids don't have any money. It is their parents who purchase dolls. Doll marketing companies aim their campaigns at parents via the pester pressure of their kids. Parents want to buy dolls that are suitable for their children's age, in their opinion. Parents want the dolls they buy to be designed for a child, not for an adult doll collector. When the MGA fashion line of dolls came out, there was a mixed response. Doll collectors loved the quality and fashions, but many parents hated the dolls. Some said they looked like strippers or sex workers. From a parent's point of view, you can understand why they would feel this way. Dolls with high heels, short skirts, and patent leather outfits may not be the kind of toy they want their children playing with. You have to understand how a doll line has to start getting kids and parents on board. They have to market to the kids while they are as young as possible. The reason for this is psychological. Young children connect with toys in a deeper way than older children. Young kids identify with their dolls so strongly as their own personality is just developing. This is what psychiatrists call imprinting. They make such a strong bond that if you try to remove the doll, they lose their minds and throw a fit. They literally identify their own personality with the doll at the early stage of their development. They also anthropomorphize the doll, attaching human traits to it. The earlier you can get this to happen, the stronger the bond. This can continue often into late teens and sometime throughout their adult lives. In most cases, they grow out of this phase and break the bond, but later in life it can return. And this is often how doll collectors are born. So, this doll is very nice. She has a really nice mix of hair colors with light and dark blues. There is a lot of glitter on her face to match the new role the girls play in Season 5, Rainbow World, as the Shimmers, who help people regain their sparkle. The first 3 episodes have been leaked on YouTube, and I have watched them. The show reminds me of what they did to the Bratz TV show. It used to be a lot of fun until someone at MGA said, "No more," to Evil Burdine or the highly entertaining Tweevils Kirsty and Casey. Then they started making that insipid and lackluster new Bratz show. This new show, well, if you're a 4-year-old, then it would appeal to you, and that is the plan after all. MGA are clearly setting up a new generation of doll fans and appealing to parents at the same time. As for Skyler's new outfit, I really like it, I'm sorry to say. I love the little t-shirt, and even the dress is kind of stylish. I'm not a fan of the glitter, though. And as for the slime, no thanks. There is no hand-to-feet articulation, and posing will be limited. She does have very good neck articulation, and it is not at all stiff. The face screening is not the best. Lots of glitter again and the cat eye corner and simple shading under the eye. Adults who played with dolls when they were young have such a huge affection and nostalgia for them. They recall that deep connection, and it stirs up emotions and affection for the doll, and they want to collect them again. Traditionally, this is how the doll companies wielded their magic. They began creating the connection to their product with young kids so that they get a long, long attachment to that product for years to come. Then something dramatic happened, and everything changed. Change happens slowly in the toy industry, and this is because development of a toy can take years from its inception through model making, mold production, and then manufacture. Mattel released the Monster High series, and this doll line was so successful due to it appealing to the doll collecting community. They turned up at Comic-Con and found a whole new market. They did this because they understood something had changed in the marketplace. Not only was the doll collecting community huge, but it was also getting younger and younger. Kids were collecting, whereas before they were just playing. If you do the math on this market, it is startling compared to the kids' playline market. A collector will buy every doll in a range, often doubling up, so that they have one in box and one for display. They have huge budgets and are incredibly loyal. To a point, don't mess with the doll collectors or they may bare their teeth. MGA decided they needed to compete with this more spooky and cool line of dolls. So they produced Shadow High, and this was successful. Collectors loved them and sales were great. But at what cost? Did this line push away the mums and dads who were buying Playline dolls for their children? I spoke to some parents recently, and they told me they hated the direction the Rainbow High doll line had gone in, that the dolls were too sexy, too adult and raunchy for children. The Monster High dolls appealed to parents because they were fun and they made spooky cute. Shadow High were still cute and collectors loved them, but they were so expensive to produce with extra outfits and accessories and high-level designer clothes. MGA just produced too many characters, and the cost-to-profit margin must have shrunk as manufacturers in China hiked their prices due to inflation. A Bratz doll uses half the amount of material to make. Everything is smaller. The same applies to Mattel's Monster High dolls, made with less material. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the new line of Rainbow World dolls. Clearly, we begin again our long journey of the doll line with dolls designed to appeal to kids and parents. By creating a whole new generation of doll fans and addicting these kids to the new show, which please remember began as a kids' show and will always be a kids' show. The first wave of dolls came out early this year with the core characters, and whoops, they missed the Christmas sales, which was a major error in the timing in our humble opinion. However, the original fashion line was stacked on shop shelves running up to the holiday season, and I, for one, do not see these dolls disappearing anytime soon. There has been outcry about the apparently strange absence of the Poppy Rowan character in the new doll line. Memories are short in the doll collecting community. Do you not remember this happened before? The doll line came out and one doll was missing. Ainsley Slater was mysteriously absent for quite a long time. Then there was the shocker in the show storyline. Ainsley was defecting to Shadow High. Then her doll came out, and it was the best doll ever to grace the store shelves. She came with not one, but 3 extra outfits, and her fashion collection was the coolest of all. Every time this doll hit the shelves, they sold out instantly, and the same thing happened on Amazon and eBay. She became the grail for doll collectors at that time, and still is the hard-to-find doll along with the Poppy Rowan Fantastic Fashion doll. I went to Smith's Toys in December, and there were loads of Poppy Rowan Fantastic Fashion dolls on the shelves, but when I went back to get one a week later, they were completely sold out. This is great marketing. First, you create a vacuum by holding back a product, then you flood the shelves with that product, and they sell out because people are desperate to get hold of it. Then you repeat the process. The doll can be produced in high quantities anytime. Do you think MGA are not aware of the sales levels of these dolls? There is nothing limited about these dolls. So, what about the new Poppy Rowan doll? On the Rainbow High YouTube site, if you scroll down to the bottom, you will see all the international channels. Click on some of these, such as Spain or Germany, and you will see the introduction video. If you watch that until the end, you will see a short trailer for the new Rainbow World series. In that trailer are still pictures, and they include Poppy Rowan with her magic crystal. She places her earphones on the crystal, and her magic slime pet hatches. Poppy is seen in a new simple outfit from neck down. She has not left the series and will be an important character included in the new adventure. You can be sure that a new Poppy doll will be leaked soon, and will no doubt hit the store shelves in time for the holiday season in December, if not sooner. We can only speculate at this time, but I for one feel confident that the doll will be produced by MGA. It will most likely have the same cheaper body mold as the other new dolls, with no wrist articulation. Probably a ton of glitter on the face and cheaper materials. Get used to it, folks. This is the future of the brand. Unless MGA decide to produce collector editions, we have to accept a stark future ahead for the doll collecting community. And this brings us to the last and most interesting phase of the doll collecting cycle. Now let us deal with the collector community. Let me start by saying, I am a proud member of this illustrious community, and I have been around long enough to witness this scenario many times. Here is how it works. A doll line is launched with tons of enthusiasm, great prototypes and images get leaked to create a buzz, then they launch the range with high-quality product, including accessories that give great value for money. This would continue if the marketplace is buoyant and the supply chain is maintained and cheap. What happens in almost every case is that inflation hits, supply chains get interrupted, and manufacturers hike up their prices. All this leads to a decrease in profit margins, so the parent companies have to reduce costs, and this has to start with reducing the cost of the product at source. This is what is happening right now. The Chinese economy is going into a nosedive and they are printing money, which leads to inflation. As the value of the dollar is going down, manufacturing costs are rocketing, and we are seeing massive inflation at the same time. All very dull to talk about, but it gives a proper perspective on why changes have to be made at the core level of doll production. So you can't blame MGA for producing dolls that have fewer accessories, outfits, and less articulation to cut costs. They are still lovely dolls and will appeal to the people they are marketed at, and that's not us, I'm sorry to say. On the plus side, and it is a huge plus, we are now in a very important phase for collectors of the original Rainbow High dolls. Let's call this the pre-bull run. A bull run, in case you don't know, is the sudden and rapid rise in stock prices on the stock market. This can apply to collectibles as well. When a line ceases production and sells out in the stores, it starts to go up in price, and it keeps rising as less and less of them are available. It's a simple matter of supply and demand. I have seen this with Star Wars figures and many others over the years. The toy you thought was just an overproduced mass market item suddenly becomes a valuable asset. Remember, a large majority of dolls gifted to children will get well loved and played with. The packaging is often recycled, and the accessories are lost. We all know that an original sealed boxed item is worth 5 times more than an open or loose item. Here is what I predict if MGA cease production of the original line of dolls, there will be a slowing down of supply as stock levels run down at MGA. Then stocks will start to sell out at retailers and auction sites, and prices will gradually rise. As the smart resellers spot this trend, they will start to buy up as many as they can. Then the supply dries up and prices start to increase steeply. Scalpers only sell gradually, trickling out their stock to keep prices high. The next stage that starts the bull run is when the collectors who desperately need certain dolls to complete their collections Start to pay crazy prices for a brand new inbox doll. It does not matter if MGA reissue dolls. The original dolls with their original barcodes and packaging will still be the only ones that many collectors will seek. You may recall this happened with Bratz or Monster High, and the prices people are willing to pay now for a first-wave item. Compare that to a Star Wars Luke Skywalker sealed in box, and you're looking at thousands of dollars. There are two big issues we have to cover regarding sealed box Rainbow High dolls. The first issue is the gel in the hair. If left for a long time, the gel turns rock hard. I know this because I have bought old dolls and found that the gel is rock solid. I don't know if over time this would damage the hair or even cause it to break. The second issue is something that happens to the dolls in box. Some of the outfits can stain the bodies of the dolls. This is common in the case of dolls like Uma Van Hoos, especially with her hat that can stain her forehead. Other dolls get stains on the legs or body from dye in the clothes. The only solution is to carefully remove the doll from the box and wash the gel out of the hair. Remove the items that can stain and replace the doll in the box. In most cases, you can leave the extra outfits untouched in the box. Not the best solution, but it does mean that the doll will keep in the best possible condition. Always store your dolls out of direct sunlight. The opportunity is here and now for collectors. Get your dolls while the sun shines. Please don't panic buy. Take your time, because I have been monitoring stores and stocks of the older dolls are still at high levels. A bull run can take 5 to 10 years to actually happen, and remember, doll hunting should be fun and not break the bank. Always look for bargains and try to get the best deal possible, and never pay full price unless you are sure the doll will not be available anywhere else. MGA still have all the tooling set up to make more of the original dolls, and I imagine they will still produce some special limited edition items for the collector market. Barcodes and accessories may change, and packaging has already changed. We may in time see a new line of high-quality dolls, but the price will surely reflect the quality and the current rates of inflation. China have announced this week that they plan to print more money, and this will mean that prices for new dolls are going to rise again over the next few months. In short, if you collect dolls for the right reasons, such as it's your passion and you really love them, you should have plenty of time to collect the full range of Series 3 and 4, the best dolls in my opinion. I hope this video was helpful and informative for you. Please smash the like button and subscribe and follow us for more great doll content. This is Arya Sonnet signing off.